This
This conference will
morning.
now be recorded.
All right, as always, everything we're going to be going over today is for educational purposes only. Nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. So this morning so far, the pre-market, really a lot that's going on out there. I mean, we see a few things here and there with our everyday stocks, but as far as new stuff that we're seeing, just not a lot. So one of the big ones that I do want to look at is SQ. And the reason being, so yesterday we know it just took a huge nosedive down, $9.09 in range from top to bottom, which is a gigantic move for SQ. On average 339, and that's taking in the fact from yesterday. So really, about $3.25. So that, we're talking about almost 3 times what it typically trades. All right, but one of the things that we know is that we had prints at 84 on the bid side from yesterday. The prints that we had at 84 weren't that many, but it still showed us that we needed to see the stock come back down. So now coming into the pre-market, we came back down to 83, which would satisfy those prints that we had from yesterday at 84. And the one thing that I really liked is that we didn't get any new selling as we came back down to that 83 level. We had one print at 83.50. Let me go right here on that bid side, okay, and 50 cents. I would expect it to move 50 cents from there, but like I said, we didn't have any new selling that was coming down and showing us that we needed more room towards that downside. But one thing that we do have, if we look over here, 83.50 on its way back up. Some really nice bursts coming in. We have prints at 84 on that ask side. So basically what that's telling us is that there really is no reason that we have to see this thing come any further down, and that we're starting to see buying that's going to show us that the stock is going to be looking to come back up. Okay, so that's the story that we have for so far for this morning. Would I like a better show of hand? Of course I would, but we definitely, just because we watched it all day yesterday, we know what the story was. And as far as I'm concerned, unless we get new selling that comes in, but as far as I'm concerned, we are satisfied from those prints we had yesterday at 84 on the bid. All right, next thing looking at is PXY. Now this one is an interesting stock, PYX, dyslexia sometimes. And very interesting, the amount that this thing has moved. So we're talking about from, yesterday, the 2 days ago on Friday, we went from pretty much from the 24 level. And as of right now, we're all the way up. I mean, it's just a gigantic move. I don't really care what's going on. It really means nothing what the news is. But what it's telling us is we should again see a pretty big range, because we already have 748,000 shares being traded in the pre-market. But this is just another one where right now it's kind of stuck in a consolidation, and I don't have really any prints out there that I care too much about. We haven't really got a great show of hand. Obviously, there's going to be selling. It closed at 38.52. We were talking about almost $9 that moved up overnight. But I'm going to need to see new buying. So the only reason this really is making the list is because of the fact that I know it's going to have a bigger range. And, when a stock does have that big of a range, we're going to see at some point, we will see controlling prints coming back into it. But as of right now, we don't have them yet. So the thing right here with our story is we need it. We need the actual story itself. Next looking at is TRVN, and this is going to be a sideless stock, but I found it very, very interesting this morning that you're actually able to short it. So it's been falling down all morning on really good volume. We're seeing really good selling that's starting to come back into it. Obviously now, if you're not in it, it's a little bit late. You're going to want to see exactly what comes in at that one level. I was just kind of shocked to see that you were able to short such a cheap stock. And usually when you have a stock that really gives you an easy trade within it, and it's this cheap, you don't end up getting shares. But you know what? If they're going to let us do it, why the hell not? So we're seeing it still come back down. My only worry about this one is that, a lot of times with these cheaper stocks, we see these great moves in the morning. And I know I say this all the time, but then we end up coming into the market and volume just kind of dies, and we really don't see anything end up happening. So just be aware of that coming back in. It did come first to the table just now with a few bid prints. Would have liked to see more than that, to be completely honest, but overall, it's really not showing anything but down. So, obviously we're getting covering coming in. It's not about the covering. It's going to be about the new selling there. And then one other thing just to talk about from yesterday is Facebook. So we've been talking about Facebook for God knows how long now, pretty much every single day. But just remember, we have good selling prints down here at 155. And if we look over here, there's really nothing going on this morning. There's no real bigger prints or any type of show of hand for us to be doing anything with. But just look, it's been going up on absolutely no volume. So it's pushing up towards this 160. We're end up coming back down. Our biggest volume bar is like a 12,000, which is not really showing us anything. Just remember, this print's down at 155. Make sure it satisfied the move. The pull-up move yesterday. Exactly. So just keep your eye out on it. Make sure you have written down so far that we have prints at that 155. And then going over to our scanners, it's just, like I said, it's just very weak. A lot of, it takes, on days like this, it takes a lot of work because you have to go based off stories and really be able to read the story and interpret what we're seeing today and being able to add into that actual story. Okay, we just got a print at 46.50, which when a stock like this with this thin of orders, pay attention to that. But either way, going back over, it's a lot easier when we just open up, our scanners and we have a, stock out there with great volume and shows us a great show of hand. Those are the easiest days in the world. But on a day like today, what you have to do is you have to take what you know and you have to apply the new print you're seeing and how it makes sense to that story. So days like this, the start of the market is a lot harder. We can see over here PEIX, 953,000 shares, but it's just, pretty much falling. You can short this one as well, but I just don't like the way it's trading. It looks like it's going to be a very quantity stock, so I'm not really interested in it. We'll find better things once the market opens for us to pay attention to. Moving along, we have GEVO, another one where there's better things out there. I just don't see anything, once again, that I have any interest in. CRMD, 175,000 shares, doing absolutely no trading, and then that's it for our gainers side of things. Moving over to the losers, we have AFMD 242, but another one just, you can see it's bleak. IGC, remember, we need that pullback from IGC. This is another one I'm not going to put on our list because it's not really doing much right now and that I see. And it's really ugly, but remember what we have from yesterday. We got that great push coming in. We have a lot of buying that was coming in that we kept seeing. So let's make sure that we keep our eye on it. There's just nothing going on this morning yet that tells me that I'm going to want to focus on it as soon as the market opens. TTM, 145, absolutely nothing. NBEV, we still know there's great money up above, but yesterday we had a whole lot of selling that really hasn't been completely satisfied yet. So we'll continue to watch that one, but another one not really showing us anything pre-market that I care too much about. And yes, AMD 26 had gigantic selling as we pumped into it as it came into that level. So certainly something to look at. Now, I would have expected, once again, you know what? It didn't happen the last time either, and I think it was at, 27 or no, I think it was 30. But we didn't get as big of a pullback as you expect for how much it is, and that's something that we do understand is AMD trades a ton of volume. On average, it trades 145 million shares. So when we see huge selling, it doesn't always give you as big as a pullback or pull up as you would expect. But definitely, thanks for the Nitesh. At 26, we do have huge sell prints sitting there. All right, guys, anything else out there that I missed? Sideless Gevo. I just went over Gevo. Gevo, I don't really see anything there that I care about. It's just an ugly looking stock. I don't want to. Reason I don't put it on my side list is because I just don't see any real opportunity for it. And if the opportunity comes, it's going to be out of nowhere. There's just going to be better stuff that are going to be way more controlled and that will be able to kind of, to be able to handle better and be able to anticipate a lot better than this one. I was looking at the prints before and I just didn't see anything that I really cared about. Yeah, you had a few prints at 5, but it's just nothing that I really was sold on. But you know what? We'll put it on our side list. I'm just personally, that's going to be one of the last things that I'll be looking at. All right, guys. So remember, Traders Exchange 12:30 workshop tomorrow. Let's make sure everyone gets signed up for that. And I will talk to everyone in the chat room. Happy trading.